Everybody ready, set, go. Rev it up and let's roll. There's a party in the fast lane. Got my hands on the wheel and I'm flying. Heartbeat loud as the thunder rolls. Riding in on the stampede of lightning. I'm bringing back the sunshine. Bringing back the sunshine. Baby, it's about time. Bring it back. Oh,
We are, with that being said, we are about all gridded up. Yeah, just want to make sure we dance through these cars just a little bit so everyone knows where your favorite driver is starting. Starting in third place, we have Brandon Lopez. Starting in fourth place, Kevin Tankos. Matt Quick going to be starting in fifth place. Brian Gibbons going to be starting in sixth place. Zach Baker starting in seventh. Stephen Bonomo going to take eighth place. Ira Kohlhaas going to be starting in ninth place. Daniel Wilkerson rounding out your top 10 here tonight. Edward Smith going to be starting 11th. Missio Flores starting 12th. Greg McConey going to be starting 13th. Josh Cully in 14th.
Then we will give you a penalty post-race. Other than that,
I did shuffle my system up just a little bit right there. But we are going to see all these guys get lined back up in their correct positions here in just a second, so I'll be able to confirm where everybody's supposed to be.
First start is on green. After that, it is.
I believe starting 16th, we are going to have Mr. Justin McMahon. Starting at 15th, we have the number 98 machine of Jamie Horn.
Thanks, Greg.
Brandon Trush going to be starting in 17th. Mitchell Wilson going to be starting in 18th in that number 46 car. Saw him have a super strong season last year. Scott Farrell, 18. Cody Bullock, 19. Ray Rittenauer, 20. And Gary Armijo rounding out the field in 21st. I think Kevin Tankos still trying to get everything rigged back up there. But ladies and gentlemen, we are about at the start of the very first season, or not of the very first season, of the very first race of the new season of Knapp Daddy Racing. I am excited. These drivers are excited. We believe firmly this is going to be the best season of Knapp Daddy Racing so far. We have an excellent group of drivers and are looking forward to an awesome, awesome season here. So make sure you leave a like on the stream. It helps us defeat the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a race and cheer on your drivers. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are going green flag racing from Iowa. We are underway. Ty Roberts and Everett Larson going to be battling back and forth for that lead here early on. You're going to see Brandon Lopez right there behind them. He's going to be sitting in third place. Matt Quick, Brian Gibbons battling for fourth and fifth right now. Stephen Bonomo doing a really good job of moving his as well. Zach Baker going to be sitting back there right about seventh place right now. Daniel Wilkerson going to be right behind him. Ira Kohlhaas currently sitting in ninth place. Greg McConey already moved up 3 spots, trying to fight his way into the top 10. Currently sitting in 10th place. Jamie Horn also up 4 spots almost immediately here tonight. Same for Mitchell Wilson, up 6 spots almost out of the gate. Cody Bullock in that number 1 pilot machine also moving his way forward very, very quickly. He's right there behind Mitchell Wilson, up 7 spots already. Josh Cully going to be sitting in 14th right now. Justin McMahon, 15th. Ray Rittenauer shooting up towards the front as well, up 6 spots. Brandon Trush going to be sitting in 17th right now. Scott Farrell going to be holding down 18th right now. Gary Armijo in that number 7 car going to be sitting in 19th. Edward Smith going to be moving back a couple of spots, down 9 spots to start the race. And then Kevin Tanko's just now getting it out onto the track as we get this thing started. Isidro Flores looking like he is already going to be bringing it down pit road. Didn't see any sort of action that would have led to him having to bring it down pit road, but he is already down there. And that is going to put him a lap down here to start this race. Look at those guys go past that start finish line. Lap 6 of 200 here tonight. Lots of good movement happening back here towards that 10th and 11th spot. Jamie Horn up 5 spots already into the top 10. Cody Bullock right behind him as well. Already going to be up 9 spots on the night. Mitchell Wilson, back there in the number 46 machine, going to be up 6 spots to start the night. Ray McConey going to be right back there in 13th position. This is going to be a track where we're going to see some of these drivers trying to push their way forward very, very quickly. Some of these other drivers are going to be trying to move their way toward the front as quick as possible. But as of right now, your pole sitter, Ty Robertson, started in front and is staying in front, followed by his teammate Everett Larson. Then Brandon Lopez in the number 5 and Steven Bonomo in the number 9 car. Going to be rounding out 4th place right now. And then Brian Gibbons, who is apparently the president of the Bobby Labonte fan club, going to be sitting back there in 5th place right now. And that O'Rocky Auto Parts number 74 machine. I believe he is lovingly known as Gibby to most of his admirers. Brian had a really, really strong season last year. Played by a little bit of bad luck, but looking to get a big run to the season to start off. Once again, got to bring up some other drivers that are looking for a big start to the season here. Jamie Horn up 8 spots into the number 7 position right now. And he is followed immediately behind him by that number 1 car of Cody Bullock. Cody up 12 spots so far, sitting in 8th place right now. Zach Baker down a couple spots, but still sitting very comfortably in 9th place as of right now. And then Mitchell Wilson trying to work his way forward. He's up 8 spots, currently sitting in 10th position. Some other big movers on the night back here, a little bit towards the back of the pack for right now, but do not expect that to be for very long. Up 6 spots on the night, Ray Rittenauer, currently sitting in 16th position, but definitely working his way towards the front here. We've got Isidro Flores back out on the track. He is going to be the only car laps down right now, I believe. And he's going to have Kevin Tankos right in front of him in 21st. And then Edward Smith going to be just in front of him in 20th position. Gary Armijo in the number 7 car going to be in 19th place. Brandon Trush going to be down 1 spot for the time being in 18th. And he's going to have Scott Farrell, who is currently up 2 spots in 17th. Checking it up front, we've got Steven Bonomo making a move towards the front of the pack as he's been able to get around that number 5 car of Brandon Lopez, and now he is trying to get to the bumper of that 01 of Everett Larson. Got some other comments here. Baker Knapp, my other broadcaster that was not able to join us tonight, he said he is taking Everett Larson tonight. Going to be a good one. Wish he could be broadcasting, but having some tech issues. It has just not been a good day to be Baker. I will not put all of his business out there, but between plumbing issues, between computer issues, it has just not been a fun night to be Baker. And unfortunately for Baker, at least from what I could see, that iRacing error he was getting. Last time I got that, I had to delete everything and completely restart, which was not fun. Also got AHP CSRN saying Everett Got another person in the crowd cheering on that 01 of Everett Larson, who has his hands full right now with that number 9 machine of Stephen Bonomo. There's still lots of good racing going on out here on the track right now. Brandon Lopez still right behind them in that number 5 car. And that number 89, Matt Quick. Only about a second behind the leader right now, and about a half a second behind Brandon Lopez. Definitely looking to be a challenger here. And biggest mover on the night so far, that number 1 machine of Cody Bullock is up 14 spots on the night so far. He's already trying to chase down Matt Quick to get himself into the top 5, and then Jamie Horn is also up 8 spots on the night, currently sitting in the 7th place position. Mitchell Wilson also been having a strong night here so far. He's going to be currently sitting in 8th place, up 10 spots on the night so far. Greg McConey, that number 16 body armor car with Rocky the Raccoon sitting on the side of it, is going to be up 4 spots. Greg going to be trying to work his way even deeper into the top 10 here. As we move forward into this race, rounding out your top 10 right now is going to be that number 74 car of Brian Gibbons, who is about to have his hands full with some other very talented drivers. Josh Cully, the number 88 car, looking to the inside of Brian Gibbons right now. And he's got Ira Kohlhaas that is not too far behind. Zach Baker also is going to be looking for his opportunity to get by his Trash Panda Autosport teammate. Still so far here tonight, it has been wall to wall for your pole winner, Mr. Ty Robertson, as we are 20 laps into this race here tonight at Iowa Speedway. Once again, if you or someone you know would either A, want to sponsor one of these Knapp Daddy racing events,
me following you is working a lot better than you following me.
I know we would love to give you a fantastic ad read, or if you are looking to join what we think is one of the better growing younger leagues out here. We are in the presence of a lot of legends here tonight. So a lot of these guys have previously been involved in some of the best iRacing leagues out there, including but not limited to the Doghouse Racing League, where you can catch myself and, well, typically John, if he's not on vacation, in the broadcast booth for their Thursday night Group 6 Cup Series. Got another battle for position going on up here at the front. Stephen Bonomo again looking to challenge Everett Larson for that 2nd place position. Stephen now looking to the inside. He was trying the top lane a few laps back. But Iowa definitely going to be one of those tracks where it is going to be challenging to find enough grip there on the inside of the track to be able to still get enough speed at your exit to be able to fully challenge for a position. Checking in back here just a little ways, we got Josh Cully up 4 spots right now. Greg McConey also going to be up 4 spots here. Greg McConey currently going to be sitting in 9th place. Cody Bullock still sitting in 8th place, but he has his hands full with both Matt Quick and Mitchell Wilson. Matt Quick now back a position so far on the night. Mitchell Wilson been very, very fast, especially shown how quick he is able to attack the track early on in the run. Brandon Lopez is going to be down 2 spots for the time being. Currently sitting in 5th place. And a new challenger to our biggest movers of the evening, that number 98 car of Jamie Horn now is going to be up into 4th place here tonight. Trying to run down Stephen Bonomo and that number 9 machine. John, again, in the comments saying Cully also going to be a dark horse on the night. Josh Cully, one of the people that we have been had the good fortune to watch in some other leagues that we broadcast. And Josh Cully's like kind of almost like his claim to fame in previous leagues was that he would never qualify, but you'd always see him in the top 5. And very often you see him in the top 5, top 3, never really out of the top 10. but didn't have too many wins under his belt. But Josh Kelly been having a really strong season in the Doghouse Racing League, looking to be a points leader challenger here. And he's looking to make an impact here early on in the Knapp Daddy Racing League, but he is still going to have to run down some very fast drivers. Let's keep moving forward in this thing. Greg McConey up 4 spots on the night, putting down very, very fast times right now. And then Cody Bullock, who was able to move his way forward very, very quickly. Got some battling going on up front as well. Again, Jamie Horn going to be battling side by side with that number 9 of Stephen Bonomo, but he's going to be able to move into that 3rd position, take it away from Stephen Bonomo, and now he's going to be trying to run down that 01 machine of Everett Larson. Checking a little further back in the field, we do have Misael Flores still out there on the track. He is going to be in 22nd position. Right now, going to be 2 laps down. That stage break cannot come quick enough for Flores as things stand right now. Kevin Tanko is going to be back there in 21st as things stand right now. He's going to be about 22 seconds behind the race leader. Definitely going to be getting in lap trouble here as these drivers are putting down about 25-second lap times as things stand right now. See if I can actually switch it over here so everyone can see the most recent lap times of all of your drivers out here. Ty Robertson last lap with a 25.63. Everett Larson with a 25.56. And then Jamie Horn and Brandon Lopez going to be going back and forth there with an almost identical lap time. The leader's definitely putting down some very, very strong times right now. Looking back in the field, though, you can see some other very fast times out there. Ira Kohlhaas was a little bit faster than Josh Kelly that last lap, battling for 9th place, but not quite able to get up there just yet. Mitchell Wilson still going to be up 11 positions, currently sitting in 7th place. He's now trying to make a move around the number 89 of Matt Quick. Matt might have gotten a little bit loose right there, and that's going to allow Mitchell to make the pass. We saw a little wiggle out of that 46 machine right there, but able to save it. And then Don't Look Now, been back there biding his time, but he's moving forward in the field. Greg McConey in that number 16 car, getting ever closer to the front. He's going to have to get around that number 89 of Matt Quick here, but definitely looking to move a little bit more forward in the field. Justin McMahon also making some moves here in that number 3 AC Delco machine. Very silently been moving his way up through the field as this race has gone on. Currently going to be sitting in 11th place. Cody Bullock lost a few positions that he had gained, but still a very strong night so far. Still up 8 positions from where he started, sitting in 12th right now. And he's got that number 34 of Scott Farrell, who is going to be right behind him. Daniel Wilkerson going to be still sitting in 14th position on the night so far. Zach Baker in the number 77 car lost a few positions on the night, but still very much in contention, sitting in 15th. Brandon Trush currently going to be holding the 16th position. And that number 74 of Brian Gibbons looking like might have slowed down just a little bit here. He was right at a second slower than some of these other cars on the track on that last lap. He's going to be sitting at 17th right now. And then Gary Armijo going to be sitting in 18th. Edward Smith still holding 19th position. And then Ray Rittenauer in the number 78 car going to be sitting back there in 20th position right now. And in an unfortunate update here, it looks like we might have Ty Robertson off of the track. I got zero notification about that. I am not 100% sure what happened. We currently have no Ty Robertson out on the track. Not on pit road, not anywhere. I have to assume that that is a connection issue, as I still am not able to pull him up. So what looks like might be an unfortunate happenstance for Ty Robertson allows his teammate Everett Larson to take the race lead for the time being, but he is going to have his hands full with the hard-charging number 98 of Jamie Horn here. They have a little bit of a gap over that number 5 of Brandon Lopez, who is just behind them. But Jamie Horn, Everett Larson going to be battling side by side, as you see him able to put Maceo Flores another lap down. That is going to have him 3 laps down for the time being. But Everett Larson and Jamie Horn going to be going at it back and forth. And that is going to be for the race lead as we start to approach our first stage break of the night, which once again will be at lap 90. John Larson in the comments, welcome back, Nap Daddy. Let's stack some pennies. Loose is fast. Let's go. Cheering on that number 01 of Everett Larson. And in an update here, I believe we have a reconnected Ty Robertson here. He is going to have a little bit of trouble to fight his way back from here. I believe he is going to be currently sitting in last place, about 4 laps down. We get that switched back over for everybody here. Right now, we do have a lot of cars that are going to be getting pretty close to in-lap trouble here. Anyone that's right over that 20-second mark is going to be within about 5 seconds of going a lap down based off of those current lap times. And right now, Everett Larson still having his hands full with that number 98 car of Jamie Horn. Brandon Lopez is currently going to be sitting right at 0.7 of a second behind them, just waiting for his opportunity to make a move. Not too far behind them is going to be Mitchell Wilson, holding down that 4th position as things stand right now. Steve Bonomo in that number 9 still sitting very comfortably in 5th place. Josh Cully up 8 spots on the night, sitting in 6th place. Greg McConey looking to see if he can get his nose in there and challenge Josh Cully for that 6th position. Greg up 6 spots on the night, and then Ira Kohlhaas be about 1.5 seconds behind them in that number 29 car in 8th place. Justin Amand again, still quietly but calmly moving his way up through the field, up into your top 10, now in 9th place. And then Matt Quick in that number 89 car, down a couple of spots on the night, still sitting inside your top 10, but he still does have Scott Farrell and Cody Bullock, who are both going to be looking to try to get up there and get involved. Ooh, a little bit loose out of Maceo Flores right there. Cody Bullock and Brandon Trush, they're both able to dodge any issues. Maceo looking like he's still trying to get that thing under control. And then we are stacked back up at the front. Everett Larson still trying to hold off the number 98 of Jamie Horn. But what does Brandon Lopez have up his sleeve? Brandon been sitting back there just over 0.5 second back, now looking to try to find a way in and see if he can take advantage of Everett Larson trying to hold off Jamie Horn and see if he can get his nose in there. Brandon, one of those many guys who has been extremely helpful to the league and helping this thing get off the ground and stay off the ground.
So time, so sorry.
So we have Brandon Trush down on the inside of the track here. Check and see what happened here. Oh, looks like Cody Bullock was getting a little bit loose at the same time that Trush was getting a little bit loose. Both of them sliding. Really good save by both of those guys. Prevent any further issues there, but that is going to cost both of them quite a few spots here. As Brandon Trush now going to be back 13th. Cody Bullock now in 14th position. Gary Armijo going to be right behind them in 15th spot. Kevin Tanko's been kind of quietly moving his way up through the field as well. He's going to be up into 16th place now. It looks like I, at least as of right now, do not have Ray Rittenauer on the track. He's going to be off the track as things stand right now. And it looks like Ty Robertson again is also going to be off the track. Or, nope, he's back. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just going to be Ray Rittenauer is our only car off of the track as things stand. Checking back in out front though, Baker Knapp saying what a battle for the lead and what a save. It was an incredible save by both Trush and Bullock right there, but Everett Larson actually able to get a little bit of separation here over Jamie Horn, about a half a second as things stand right now. And you see right there that number 9 car is going to be Ty Robertson, who is currently going to be still 4 laps down, trying to fight his way back up towards the front, but has a little bit of a ways to go to try to make that ground up. And you can see him actually trying to get one of his laps back the old-fashioned way. That ride to Dente number 9, getting back around his teammate Everett Larson. Everett obviously still maintaining the lead for the time being, as Ty is currently now 3 laps down. And you can see there just in front of them is going to be that number 69 car. That is going to be Edward Smith. Edward's going to be the next car who is in danger of going a lap down. Currently 2 cars, 1 lap down, which is going to be Brian Gibbons and Josh Cully. Now Edward Smith going to be 1 lap down. Last car on the lead lap going to be that number 4 machine of Kevin Tanko's. But we do have some cars down on pit road.
Push you up there, Steve.
Down on pit road.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
All right.
Misael Flores also electing to bring it down on the pit road here. Ira Kolas on his way out. Everett Larson still out at the front of this thing. We have a new second place driver, which is going to be that number 5 machine of Brandon Lopez, getting around that number 98 car of Jamie Horn. And don't look now, but he's been moving forward all night. That number 46 car, Mitchell Wilson, going to be inside your top 5 in 4th place, and he is going to be followed about 3 seconds right behind him. It's going to be Greg McConey. Zach Baker, that number 77, going ahead and bringing it down pit road here under green flag. Just as a little insider for those at home, Brandon Lopez often gives us kind of a little head start into what to expect for this race. Some of the notes that he gave me to watch out for here at Iowa is that it is going to be very, very slick. We have seen that here tonight. Very slick surface, very hot track. He said as far as tire fall off, first 20 to 25 laps, these guys are going to be feeling pretty nice. About 25 is when you're going to start feeling that tire wear. 50 laps in, which we are well over at this point, you're going to really start seeing some cars start sliding around, have a hard time being smooth, coming in and out of corners. And by lap 75, your tires are pretty much toast. And the fuel window is going to be somewhere between 75 and 80, 81 laps or so. These guys are approaching that fuel window. On top of everything else going on, Jamie Horn, the number 98 car, going to go ahead and be bringing it down pit road. I believe he was joined by Brian Gibbons, who is also going to be bringing it down pit road here. These guys going ahead and bringing it down pit road and getting their green flag stop in. Everyone will need to stop before our stage break, which is at lap 90, or at the conclusion of lap 90. But Everett Larson's still out in front of this thing, followed by Brandon Lopez and that number 5 car. Mitchell Wilson going to be about 2.3 seconds behind the race leader and a little bit over, about a second and a half behind second place Brandon Lopez. And then Greg McConey sitting about 5 seconds behind the race leader, about 2.5 seconds behind Mitchell Wilson in third place. Stephen Bonomo rounding out your top 5 right now. And then Justin McMahon been sliding his way forward all night long, up 10 spots on the night, currently holding 6th place. And then really strong night for Scott Farrell as well. He's going to be in the number 34 machine, and he is going to be up 12 spots in 7th place. Matt Quick is still going to be holding on to 8th place. Daniel Wilkerson currently going to be in 9th place, and then you're going to have Brandon Trush right there in 10th place. Updates up at the front. Mitchell Wilson going ahead and bringing it down for his green flag stop here. He is going to give up that 3rd spot to Mr. Greg McConey there. I do expect to start seeing a lot of these other cars start to bring it down for their green flag pit stops here very, very shortly. Daniel Wilkerson, that number 28 car, going to give up his spot and go ahead and bring it down pit road. See Mitchell Wilson bringing it off of pit road right there. One of the things to keep in mind as well, as we are starting to cycle through these green flag pit stops, Everett Larson not only going to still be trying to catch up to some of these lead lap drivers, including Gary Armijo, Cody Bullock, Kevin Tankos, who are all technically inside the top 10 now with these pit stops, but he's also going to be coming into some of these other cars who are just now bringing it off of pit road as well. Justin McMahon, that number 3 car, going to be bringing it down pit road here. Edward Smith also going ahead and bringing it down pit road. See him getting that thing revved back up to get going. And back out onto the track, Edward Smith goes. I respect the W in the name as well. I myself am a Hunter W, so nice seeing when someone throw that out there. We have a caution flag on the track. See if we can see what happened here. Oh, things just get too loose for Stephen Bonomo. And iRacing is always going to throw that caution, as it is right there in front of other cars. That is going to bring out our first caution of the night here at Iowa Speedway. Look at some of these guys out front. Everett Larson, Brandon Lopez, Greg McConey, guys who still have yet to pit. Brandon Lopez as well. Seeing some damage on the back end of that number 1 car of Cody Bullock. Wonder if that happened from when him and Brandon Trush had to make that save earlier on. Now we are definitely going to see some very interesting pit road strategies. We had about half the field go down pit road under green, so now we are seeing all of our guys who did not pit previously going to be going ahead and bringing it down. That's going to include Everett Larson. That's going to include Brandon Lopez, Greg McConey, Matt Quick, Brandon Trush, Kevin Tankos, Gary Armijo also going to use this opportunity to come back in. Justin McMahon going to do the same.
Hunter, are you able to check to see if that's me that caused that, or there's another wreck on
Those guys
track?
all bringing it down pit road, either to get some fresh tires, maybe top off on gas,
I got loose
and get back out on the track. We will see how this shuffles things
I got a
back out, but I believe
speeding
the
in
constant
penalty,
here,
or speeding in pit road as I was
depending on what we see,
exiting, and then the caution came out. Do I still have to serve that under green flag?
and there goes Scott Farrell. Scott Farrell
yeah.
going to go ahead and bring it down.
Yeah, we don't
This time
clear
by.
them unless it's like a passing under yellow when you,
We will see how that shuffles everything
first
back
somebody
out
not
for the
catching up.
rest of the field. Once again, just want to give a huge shout out to everyone in the stream joining with us tonight, using some of your Monday night to hang out with us over here on the Knapp Daddy Racing YouTube channel. Got 16 people out there right now. Thank you all so very, very much for joining here with us tonight. We appreciate it. I know these drivers appreciate it. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. Make sure you leave a like on the stream, subscribe to the channel, and keep on cheering on your favorite drivers. As we do believe we have a very, very exciting season out here.
We can always review it later.
Update to our on the track drivers here.
But thank you for taking ownership.
I believe we have a couple guys over here who are waiting to get a wave around.
Right now, no choice.
That is going to be Misael Flores and Jamie Horn, both grabbing a wave
Stay where
around right
iRacing
there. They
tells
should
you
get
right
Jamie
now.
Horn
Unless
back
you're
on
in the
the
front
lead
row.
lap after pitting under green. I do not any longer have
Doesn't the leader have
number
the option to
28
go up
car of
above?
Daniel Wilkerson out
Yes,
on the
they need
track.
to make the choice before they get to the line at the green.
And I also do not have the number
All right, Everett, let's try to pick top lane.
of Ray Rittenhauer out on the track.
No, you're good. Go ahead, then.
I got to serve a.
Well, we are gridded
Black
back
flag
up
too,
out
so
on the
just
track.
so
It's
you're
going to be
aware.
Everett Larson that is leading us off here. He's going to be followed by Brandon
All right, be
Lopez,
smart on leader in the restart
Matt
zone
Quick,
here.
Greg McConey, Kevin Tankos, Brandon Trush, Scott Farrell, Cody Bullock, Jamie Horn, and Josh Cully as we come back to the green flag racing here at Iowa Speedway. Everett Larson with a really, really strong restart. They're trying to give you a little above the blimp view here. Matt Quick immediately going for that outside lane. Brandon Lopez is going to be on the inside. Kevin Tankos going to be trying to battle his way through the middle. He's going to be side by side with Greg McConey. Look at him switch around right there. Big move to the outside for Matt Quick. May lead Matt Quick might have gotten his first lap led of the night here. Matt Quick choosing to rip the outside here. Everett Larson, Kevin Tankos all going to the inside. Brandon Lopez is going to still be on there on that outside. Greg McConey following them up here for our top five. Brandon Trush, Cody Bolden going to be right there behind him by about a second and a half. Kevin Tankos is going to be able to get around Everett Larson on this restart as well. That is going to move him into the second spot after starting from behind the 8 ball here earlier this evening. So Matt Quick in that 89 car going to be your new race leader here tonight. Kevin Tankos is going to be sitting behind him. About 1.2 seconds as things stand right now. Everett Larson is going to be in third place by about another second and some change. As we have our second caution of the night. See if we can figure out what happened here. That looks like it. Cody Bullock getting loose on the inside of the track. And again, with it being right in front of other cars, that is always going to trigger that iRacing yellow flag response, and that is going to bring out our second yellow flag of the night here. With this being on lap 80, we will still have our stage break at lap 90. I see that number 7 car heading around the field right now. That's Gary Armijo getting his lap back. But Matt Quick able to make some really good moves early on in the running after that restart to get himself into the first place position. Kevin Tankos going to currently be sitting in second. Everett Larson in third. Brandon Lopez fourth. And Greg McConey in fifth. Not seeing too many people take advantage of pit lane here on this caution other than the 34 car of Scott Farrell, who is going to go ahead and bring it down. Keeping in mind as well, if you do see one of your favorite drivers get involved in a caution, we do have one fast repair on. We'll be doing that for the rest of the season. Want to make sure that these drivers have a chance to get back out there and be competitive. Obviously, we hope that no one has to use a fast repair. We don't love using a fast repair as it doesn't really align with the realism that we would like to have, but it does keep these drivers out on the track. We don't have the most cars in our lineup, but we have a great turnout here tonight. But in the future, we are going to be trying to work away from the fast repair, but for the time being, it does allow these drivers to be able to get back on the track in case of an unfortunate incident, much like we saw at Talladega yesterday, and enable these guys to stay out here and keep racing. If they do not have to use their fast repair for the night, they do receive some bonus points as well, which is very nice. Got Michelle Lopez in the comments. Brandon Lopez starting the season strong. Watch that number 5 this season. Definitely going to be one to watch out for the season and for this race, as he is currently sitting in a very strong 4th place. See him be very competitive here tonight so far. That restart lane is going to be Matt Quick and Kevin Tankos side by side. Again, Everett Larson, Brandon Lopez right behind them. Greg McConey, Brandon Trush going to be making up your 5th and 6th positions, and then Jamie Horn and Mitchell Wilson going to be side by side for 7th and 8th. Josh Cully, Zach Baker, and that number 29 of Ira Kohlhaas going to be rounding out the rest of the pack here as we get ready to get this thing restarted here. Reminder, our stage break coming at the conclusion of lap 90, so when that 10th place car, which is currently going to be Zach Baker, crosses the line to make it lap 90, that will be our stage break.
Car crosses the line on 90 and 91.
As the pace car takes that hard left-hand turn, and we are back to racing here. Lap 83 as the boys cross the stripe here. Another really, really great restart for that number 89 of Matt Quick. Kevin Tankos with a good restart. He's going to be sticking to the outside. Everett Larson going to the inside, trying to make use of that lane to get around Brandon Lopez there on the outside. Brandon and Everett going to be teammates on Last Row Motorsports this year, along with Scott Farrell and Ty Robertson. Matt Quick getting off to a really, really fast start here. Scott Farrell looking like he got a little bit loose on that restart. He's going to be behind the 8 ball pretty quickly. He's going to be in 14th position. Trying to get caught back up here. Trying to make sure that he maintains lead lap status as we head into our second stage here. Steven Bonomo currently going to be sitting in that position to get his lap back when we get back to green flag racing here. Justin Mann able to get around him. Justin going to be sitting 2 laps down as things stand right now. Checking in up front, we have got some battling going on up there as we approach the end of the stage here. Jamie Horn able to fight his way around Brandon Lopez. Everett Larson still trying to hang on to his spot as Mitchell Wilson's going to be hard charging there on the inside as well. Greg McConey trying to hold off that number 23 of Brandon Trush, and then his teammate Zach Baker in the 77 right behind him. Brandon Lopez trying to hold on to his spot as he's able to get around Everett Larson, but now Mitchell Wilson going all the way to the inside. Mitchell Wilson looking very fast on that inside lane. Trying to get inside the top 4. Jamie Horn, that 98 machine, able to clear the number 4 car of Kevin Tankos. He's got about a second and a half to go if he wants to get around Matt Quick before our stage break here. Everett Larson getting his wheels back under him here, able to get around Brandon Lopez. That is going to maintain Everett Larson inside of the top 5 as things stand right now. Oh, we'll see if I got a little bit loose. Brandon Lopez able to get right back to the bumper. The number 23 car, Brandon Trush, moving forward very, very quickly right now. Zach Baker looking the same right there for Trash Panda Autosport. He's looking to the inside of Brandon Lopez. Matt Quick pulling away with this thing out front by about a second and a half over Jamie Horn. As it stands right now, I don't believe anybody is going to be able to catch Matt Quick. Matt Quick going to be our winner of stage 1 here. And that is going to be the end of our stage. Here at Iowa Speedway. Congratulations to Matt Quick, Jamie Horn, Kevin Tankos, Mitchell Wilson, Brandon Trush, Everett Larson, Zach Baker, Brandon Lopez, Greg McConey, and Josh Cully. For all picking up some bonus points here in our very first race of the season here at Iowa Speedway. As you see all these guys coming down pit road. Looking like as we're heading out of the pits here, at least from what I'm seeing right now, is going to be Kevin Tankos taking our race lead. Got a couple guys there that are waiting to get some wave rounds, I believe. Brandon Lopez, I believe, coming out of that pit stop in second place. Matt
we are going to be
Quick,
doing the choose cone.
such a strong
in the restart
back half of
zone.
that stage 1 for Matt
Exit
Quick,
the
and
restart zone,
including
whatever line
picking
you
up
are in, that is where
the
you
10 bonus
stay.
points for playoff season with winning that stage.
Yeah, and make it abundantly
He's going to
clear.
be followed up by Jamie
So either
Horn,
be at the wall or
Mitchell
at the
Wilson going to
apron,
round out your top 5, then Brandon Trush,
and then we
Zach
will figure it out
Baker,
from there.
and then number 77 car,
And
Gary Mijo.
I believe
Everett Larson
Jamie
going to come out of there in 9th
has
place.
the
Greg
command
McConey
to clear all, if I
going to
remember
come out
right.
in 10th place. Josh Cully in 11th. Scott Farrell coming out in 12th. Cody Bullock in
If Hunter
13th.
doesn't throw it, would you
And
be able
Ira
to?
Kohlhaas in 14th. I believe Steve Bonomo
Yes,
going to
sir.
round out your lead lap cars right now, which is going to be your
Leader
top
did
15.
behind it.
Everyone else going to be battling to get some
Good
laps
choice.
back.
Good choice.
Of the 22 cars we started with tonight, We are going to still have 19 of them out on the track. Missio Flores,
And if
Daniel
we are
Wilkerson,
able to
and
make
Ray
this
Rick now in the
Keystone
second,
thing
all
work
calling it a night.
going forward, we will keep it.
Ty
But
Robertson,
right
you
now,
can see right there, number 9,
that
Ryan
was our 1
Dente, start on the pole
attempt unless we get
position,
a
had a very
restart.
strong
This
opening
less than
half
10 to go
of
in
the
session.
race. Unfortunately, I believe, to at least to my knowledge, was dealing with some connection issues, and he is going to be back out on the track and trying to battle his way forward as we approach the halfway point of this race.
All right, tighten it up. All right, tighten it up.
As ladies and gentlemen, the pace car is off the track and we are back to green flag racing at Iowa Speedway. Kevin Tankos takes the green flag here all the way up to the high side,
Thank you,
slams
Jamie.
the door on Brandon Lopez, and we are off to the races here. Look at him scatter here. Brandon Lopez, very fast to the inside. Brandon Lopez is going to be your new race leader at Iowa. Brandon Lopez carrying a full head of steam into that entry, able to clear Kevin Tankos there on the inside, get a pretty good ways out ahead, about a half a second right there. Kevin Tankos still holding on to second place. Jamie Horn sitting back there in third. Mitchell Wilson going to be holding on to fourth place. Everett Larson got a good restart as well. He's back into fifth place after restarting in eighth right there. Cody Bullock, after getting some damage repaired, is now back in the mix. He's going to be back up there in sixth place. Brandon Trush currently holding seventh place. Zach Baker going to be right there in eighth place. Matt Quick, your stage one winner, the very first stage winner of this season of the Knapp Racing, is going to be sitting back there in ninth place right now. Greg McConey and that number 16 going to be battling him side by side. And then Gary Armijo and Scott Farrell going to be right back there behind them, followed by Josh Cully, Ira Kohlhaas, and Stephen Bonomo. Brandon Lopez still out at the front, your leader of this race here at Iowa. Saw Michelle in the comments earlier on saying watch out for Brandon Lopez, and he's certainly been one to watch out for so far.
You're good.
But he is about to have a handful of Jamie Horn here. Currently sitting in second place and gaining quickly, trying to run down Brandon Lopez and take the lead here at Iowa just past the halfway point. Cody Bullock going to be sitting in third place as things stand right now. Got a pretty good gap between him and fourth place, which is going to be Mitchell Wilson. Checking back in with a side-by-side battle we have going on right here. Jamie Horn able to use that inside lane, and he's going to be able to clear Brandon Lopez, take the race lead. Brandon Lopez going right back to the inside, trying to battle him for that lead. Brandon Lopez not going to go easily into this good night. But Jamie Horn able to make that clearance and take first place away. Everett Larson going to be sitting back there in fifth place now. He's trying to chase down Mitchell Wilson in 4th place, but here comes that number 16 of Greg McConey. Greg McConey going to be looking to the inside of Everett Larson. Everett able to slam the door right there. McConey going back to that inside there, driving it really deep into the corner, almost able to get Everett Larson there, but Everett able to slam the door once again. Jamie Horn now it's about a half a second lead of this race as things stand right now. Brandon Lopez going to be sitting about a half a second back. Cody Bullock still holding on to 3rd place, about 2.5 seconds behind the race leader, about 2 seconds behind Brandon Lopez, but he is about to have some Mitchell Wilson trouble. Mitchell Wilson very, very hard charging. Here on lap 110, Mitchell looking to get into the top 3 here, get into that podium position. He's driving very hard and is gaining time every single lap on Cody Bullock as things stand. Everett Larson still has a mirror full of Greg McConey. That is a battle for 5th and 6th. And then Zach Baker, that's going to be a Trash Bandit Autosport teammate of Greg McConey, going to be sitting right back there waiting for his opportunity. Kevin Tanko is going to be in a side-by-side battle right there. That is going to be with that number 88 machine of Josh Cully. Kevin Tanko, as we saw, get into the race lead right there at that stage break. He's going to be battling with Josh Cully right now for 8th place. And then Matt Quick, we saw have a really, really dominant back half of stage 1, going to be sitting back there right now trying to fight his way back into the top 10. He's trying to run down Brandon Trush, and he's got a mirror full of Steven Bonomo in that number 9 car right now. And ladies and gentlemen, assuming that I can do this correctly, which is not a foregone conclusion in any capacity, I'm going to try to drag up a guest here for the broadcast, your very own, one of our admins here, that is going to be Mr. Thomas McLaughlin, going to be joining me up here in the broadcast booth. So finally, I have a friend up here on lap 116. I think he's going to have actually a pretty unique perspective on what we're seeing out here in terms of Iowa Speedway and what these drivers have been going through. Thomas, I know you just kind of popped in here. You've been watching the stream a little bit. Talk to me a little bit about what you've seen here tonight and what you see out of the drivers and just kind of anything that immediately comes to your mind as you're introducing yourself to the crowd at home.
Well, you know, like last season, I joined the race and Jamie Horn's in first place, so it's always fun. Good to see that he's still kicking butt. Hopefully he's healed the shoulder, because I think last season he had some problems with that.
Yeah, that's correct.
Love seeing the former last row teammate in second place. That's always fun.
Brandon very, very competitive here tonight. He flew like a rocket ship around to the race lead there a few laps ago, but then Jamie Horn just kind of ran him back down. I mean, this seems like a race where, at least from what my eyes seen so far, your fresh tires are going to make a huge, huge difference in how you're able to save them. So, I mean, the fall off that we've seen some of these guys have is pretty crazy. I'm actually looking at Cody Bullock. I mean, I think went up like 15 positions as the race started, and then kind of slipped back a little bit. Really kind of able to maintain it pretty well for a long time, but then once that tire wear hit, it's just a real problem with maintaining this car. I mean, he's got a mirror full right now of not just Mitchell Wilson, but then Greg McConey also challenging him for that spot right there. That's gonna probably bump Cody back to the top 5.
And then you also have Zach Baker that's kind of working his way up to it as well.
Yeah, he's been sitting right there. I mean, he's kind of drifted back at points in this race, but I mean, consistently just fighting his way back up to the front, sitting in 6th place right now. As a diehard Gamecock, I can't respect the great day to be a Vol, but
oh no, I'm a diehard Bulldogs fan, so I'll agree with you for this one.
No, that's fair. But I mean, as a Southerner, I have to respect the Blaze Orange, but not the Tennessee Volunteer Blaze Orange. But still a really strong night for Zach Baker. What have you seen out of Everett Larson tonight? I know you've raced with him over there at Last Row. I mean, he's obviously his teammate Ty Robertson, I believe, had some internet issues here tonight, but Ty's been battling his way back. He's only one lap down, and I believe only one spot out of the lucky dog position right now. But I was able to give Everett the lead, and he did really, really well up front. Seems like either you would know the mind of Everett better than I would, but is he saving right now, or are the guys in front of him really burning it up? But what would be your kind of thoughts for Everett as he's sitting there in 7th right now?
I'd honestly say that he's just saving just a little bit, trying to let the run develop, and then trying to have a good long run, because he's great at long runs. And then he's always, even when he talks, he has a smile on his face. You could just sense it.
I say that kid possesses a positivity that I was gonna say I can't remember the last time I've had, but I'm not sure I've ever had it. Like, it's just, he's just happy to be here, man. It's pretty awesome.
And he loves it,
Yeah.
It's always fun to be in the Discord with him, because he'll just sit there and be like, all right, guys, we got this. And you can just tell he's talking with a smile from ear to ear.
You're just ready to go racing, man. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. But as things stand right now, Jamie Horn's starting to pull away with this thing just a little bit. He's got about 1.5 second lead over Brandon Lopez as things sit right now. But then Mitchell Wilson, about 3.5 seconds back right now, but is starting to gain some time. He's getting pushed a little bit by Greg McConey. Greg McConey's been right on Mitchell's bumper pretty much this entire run so far. But that was one of the kind of the other things that I noticed I was really impressed by is one of the things I feel like we all kind of noticed over last season was Mitchell was probably one of, if not the best short run driver that we had. I mean, just incredibly fast on short runs, able to keep complete control of the car while you see other people falling back, whether they're saving or just not able to maintain the speed. But I mean, Mitchell was an incredible short run driver. I feel like, at least in this race so far, I feel like we've kind of seen the other side of Mitchell Wilson, where still very, very fast, but not like putting down breakneck speeds immediately and kind of maintaining that longer run mindset.
Yeah, well, it is a new car. Not a lot of people have a lot of experience, so we'll definitely see come to the middle of the season as they get time, running full length races around each other, see how everybody is. Yeah, Mitchell's a very good short run guy.
One thing I do need to check on here, and I will
Take it,
cut
Knapp.
away from the
Take it,
action
Knapp.
for just a second. I believe we had an accident out there on the track, and I believe it was
Stick my
Cody
hand up
Bullock
and
in
then
that
bring it
number
up.
1 car, getting really, really loose, going all the way to the inside, popping that inside wall right on that left front, and immediately having to tow. You have to wonder if that was a tow link that went when he hit, or something else that happened, but really, really loose, and I believe Cody Bullock going to still be down on pit road. I believe he might have even decided to call it a night after that one. So I know Cody got some damage early on. Saw him and Trush almost get together. They looked like they almost got loose at the same time. And he had some rear end damage from that one. Oh, Gary Armijo also off the track. He's getting things back going as well. 2 cars off the track over the last couple of laps. No caution needed for either one of those, but still, I think you're starting to see how quickly these tires can start to degrade on these cars. I mean, I personally don't have a ton of experience at Iowa. I don't know if you might have more to say about how this car drives at Iowa than me, but do you have any experience here? And if so, what's that look like?
I don't think I really have a lot of experience with the O'Reilly's cars here in Iowa. Now, trucks are pretty fun here. But the
I have
trucks
to-
are just fun to drive.
I gotta imagine that's gotta be like the loosest thing, trying to drive a truck at this track.
I mean, you're pretty much just almost drifting the corners after like 30 laps on the same tires.
And just as an update to everybody at home, I do believe that Cody Bullock has decided to call it a night. If my memory serves me correctly, he had to use his fast repair to fix some rear end damage from an earlier incident. And if my guesses are correct, seeing what happened with that car, I would guess that a tow link went when he popped the inside of that wall. And unfortunately, that is going to bring it into Cody Bullock's night, which is unfortunate. He was having a very, very strong run a lot of the night in the top 5. Something else that's a little bit interesting that I just noticed, Ira Kohlhaas went ahead and brought it down pit road a little bit early. So, I mean, he's going to be the only car 2 laps down right now, but is still going to have to get back in front of, I believe it's 4 other cars that are only 1 lap down. But realistically, I mean, with 136 laps gone of 200, and I believe Ira's right there on the bumper of Jamie Horn, so he could be able to get one of his laps back right here.
So Ira stops and took 4 tires, so he is on fresh tires.
Ooh, little wobble there out of Ira Kohlhaas. But I mean, in theory, I mean, he may not need to pit again. I mean, that would be a really long run on these tires, but realistically, he may not need to pit again, or at least able to skip the next kind of big tranche of cars that you see coming in. So you'd be able to get all those laps back. It's just going to be if he's able to maintain speed.
Road.
Yeah, we got Kevin Tankos going ahead and bringing it down pit road. Gary Armijo also just now bringing it off of pit road. Gary Armijo sitting a couple laps down already, but still trying to get his way back in. Kevin Tankos was one of those lead lap cars
We have the lows have when we get now.
that is looking to get it back out on the track, though. Seems like maybe a couple people are looking to maybe take a little bit of an early pit road strategy, including the number 16 car of Greg McConey. Greg McConey going ahead and bringing it down. I feel like we saw this a couple times last year where you didn't necessarily see all of Team Trash Panda following the same exact pit road strategy, whether it was Greg or one of the other guys that might have kind of floated away from a full team strategy just because they think that maybe for one guy's setup it might work a little bit better regardless of the fact. But Greg McConey going ahead, bringing it down pit road, he did the same exact thing. 4 tires and fuel.
It's like Gary Armijo spun coming out of 2, and he has decided to stay on the track. I don't know if he's got something up with the car or if he's just letting cars go by him.
It could be either one. I mean, realistically, I've seen a couple guys that have come out onto the track after getting those 4 fresh tires, and that thing is slick until those tires get warmed up. One guy that I do know is going to be praying for at least one more yellow flag here tonight is going to be that number 6 car of Ty Robertson.
Oh yes, he's your lead car that is a lap down right now.
Yeah.
So he is in the lucky dog spot.
He is in that lucky dog spot. And, I mean, I haven't heard anything differently, and from the way everything happened, I have to assume it was some sort of connection issue. But Ty was looking very, very fast. He was our pole position winner. Him and Jamie Horn, Everett had battled a little bit up front, but Ty still looked pretty comfortable out there out front. And then all of a sudden, just poof, he's gone. And he's battled his way back from, believe, almost 3 laps down here tonight. And now he is in the position to be able to get back up there on the lead lap. But as these other cars are starting to pit, that is going to present more of an issue for him getting that lap back. We have some other cars going down pit road. Justin McMahon, number 3 AC Delco car, going ahead and bringing it down pit road.
Now, right now, Brandon Lopez is 1.6 seconds behind. So I believe that Jamie Horn is actually saving a little bit, because Brandon was able to cut almost a whole second off.
I wonder if Jamie's trying to make it to a specific lap to where he can bring it down pit road. But we haven't seen any of that lead pack make any sort of moves toward pit road just yet. I think Greg McConey, Kevin Tankos, everyone back there, all those guys will have already gone down pit road. I don't think Ty has come down pit road yet, but he's trying to get back into that position so that he can get that lap back. He's still going to have to get around Kevin and Greg at this point if he wants to get his lap back. And Greg McConey's already out there with those 4 fresh tires, so you have to assume that he's going to be putting down some pretty fast times. We can actually take a look here at the last lap times. Jamie Horn with a 25.94. Brandon Lopez 26.43. There's actually a pretty big gap there. Mitchell Wilson with a 25.94. Everett Larson with a 26.07. And then you check on some of those guys that have pitted. 24.66. Greg McConey. 24.96 for Kevin Tankos.
And Jamie Horn down pit road.
Jamie Horn down pit road.
He's going
down. He's actually going to be joined by a couple other drivers here. Scott Farrell also going to be bringing it down pit road. Steve Bonomo bringing it down pit road in that number 9 machine as well. That is going to give your race lead back to Brandon Lopez, but at least for the time being, Brandon swinging it hard down onto pit road. I think he might have had one of those clinching moments trying to get it down pit road right there.
That will give Mitchell Wilson the lead.
It will indeed. Mitchell Wilson been driving really, really hard tonight. And he is going to now be in the race lead. Again, you have to take a look at some of those lap times there. 26.06 last time by for Mitchell Wilson. Zach Baker with a 25.98. Josh Cully 25.97. Matt Quick put down a 25.86. We have some other guys joining the pit road party here. Everett Larson down pit road.
Brandon Trush down pit road.
Brandon Trush as well. Edward Smith bringing it down. So
I kind of want to think that Brandon Lopez is serving a black flag, because he has been in that pit box longer than about 20 seconds.
Oh, no. I hate to see it for Brandon. He was having such a strong night here tonight, but I mean, we were just talking about it. It looked like he might have been fighting it a little bit to get it down pit road. Yeah, you see him kind of firing that thing up right there. That definitely looks like a speeding penalty. And that is so unfortunate for Brandon, having such a strong night here tonight. Now he's going to be having to fight his way back with less than 50 laps left to go in the race. Mitchell Wilson still going to be out front, one of the few cars who has yet to pit. Zach Baker, he's going to be going ahead and bringing it down. He's locking him, oh dear God, into the barrels.
Yeah, dang it. Yeah, dang it.
And he's around. He's got it going back the right way.
I mean, he must have just clipped it because I don't see really any damage on that front of Zach Baker. But it certainly did get that car spun around. Josh Cully able to get it back off of pit road. He is going to be moving his way forward. Mitchell Wilson and Matt Quick are going to be our only cars who have yet to bring it down for a green flag pit stop. I mean, and there's some noticeable differences in those times. I mean, Mitchell Wilson 25.9, Matt Quick 25.8. You look at Jamie Horn 24.93. Everett Larson is burning it down right now, 24.6. Still no movement by Mitchell or Matt to bring it down pit road, as we are starting to see some of these guys who already brought it down pit road able to move their way forward.
And looks like Zach Baker drives by Mitchell, so he's going to get a lap back. He's now going to be 1 lap down.
And Zach Baker going to be hooked up right there behind his teammate Greg McConey as well. I wonder if Zach ended up having to use his fast repair there in that pit stop to try to make up for the time lost. But I mean, he got that thing turned around pretty quick. I mean, even if he didn't use his fast repair, assuming he didn't have a lot of damage, I mean, he probably only lost 2 or 3 seconds. I mean, he recovered really pretty well.
You got to think, Mitchell Wilson's got to be pitting soon.
Yeah,
He's probably dangerously close.
Yeah, I mean, especially at this point, I mean, we're approaching lap 60 of this run. Since that stage break, really, even more so than that. That's just on green flag tires, but and it looks like Ty Robertson there going to have to give up that spot to try to get those laps back, as he's going to go ahead and have to bring it down pit road here. You can see right there in front of Mitchell Wilson, that's going to be the 34 car right there. That's going to be Scott Farrell, who's had really a very strong night in his kind of introduction to the Knapp Daddy Racing League, up 7 spots on the night, in 12th place right now. And then Jamie Horn is right there in front of them as well. But Jamie Horn trying to maintain his spot on the lead lap, as technically as it is right now, because Mitchell Wilson has about 9 seconds on Matt Quick. And then Greg McConey and Jamie Horn going to be the only 2 other cars on the lead lap right now. Everybody else going to be a lap down until Mitchell Wilson decides to bring it down pit road. I mean, I know we've seen Mitchell Wilson go for some crazy pit road strategies before, but I mean, mathematically speaking, there's no way he can make it.
Yeah, no, he's got about just under 10 more laps of fuel, so I'd be willing to bet
best
he's
case
probably
scenario.
praying for a caution, and then try and trap a bunch of guys a lap down would be my guess, is what he's hoping and praying for. But only time will tell.
Indeed, that is the case, as we are on lap 163 of 200. But I guess, Thomas, just from your perspective here, you know, I'm usually the one up here in the booth or behind all the Discord and digging into the rules and everything else like that. I know you came on as an admin last year, helping out with the rule book and everything. But I guess just from your perspective, talk to people a little bit about the actual league itself. There we go, Mitchell Wilson. Bringing it down pit road. Looked like he had to lock it up a little bit, but I think he got it in.
Oh, he got it. He was at like 35 at the line.
There we go. And that is going to give your race lead once again to Matt Quick, who had really strong end of stage one there. Matt Quick, not a guy who I've ever had the chance to race alongside or really be involved with too much, but I know that he's a little bit newer to the league, not necessarily to racing in general, but I think he's racing with Josh Cully and Ray Rittenhauer are going to be his teammates this year. And I've raced, I don't know if I've raced with Ray, but I've been in other leagues with Ray. But I don't think I've ever been alongside Matt too much, but that's a good company of guys to be in. And Matt Quick been coming out here with some good strategy tonight. But as I guess I was kind of saying before, talk to the people about the Knapp Daddy Racing League a little bit, just kind of in general terms from your perspective, someone who's now been on the track, been behind the scenes in the rule book and everything, and just kind of talk to the people about what makes this league special in your opinion.
I mean, this league to me is probably one of the better leagues that I've been in. I mean, the racing is just racing. I think last year we went like 6 races and we only averaged like 1 caution per race. And, that's great because then you're actually throwing in a lot of like fuel strategy, tire strategy, and you're not just, oh, cool, caution is out, let me go top off on fuel,
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite things as well is like, especially seeing, especially as these guys have kind of learned racing around each other more and more, you kind of learn how different people race, and if I do this person will do this. You see everyone kind of getting used to each other, and I think it just makes for such fun racing to watch, even if it's a situation like this where, like you were talking about, we haven't had a lot of cautions this race. I think we've had 3, not counting the stage caution, over a 200 lap race at a very difficult track. And so you're actually kind of being able to see like how these guys roll with their different pit road strategies, and I'm going to need to get fuel here. It takes planning, it takes preparation, and it just takes like some just on the track smarts. Not all these guys are able to come out here.
I think so, man. You weren't clear and you kind of came up on me.
I think that makes super interesting racing, and I think that's the funnest part to me. I get more excited watching someone pull like some sort of crazy pit road strategy than I do over like a field ending caution.
Yeah. I've been watching all the drivers put on pit road just to see who's going to take two rights and a splash of gas and go.
I see a stack. Go ahead.
Nobody's done it yet, so one can only hope. Who knows? We get a late stage
worries.
caution.
You never know what will happen. Gary Armijo currently going to be our last car in the field right now that is on the track. He's currently sitting in 17th at 2 laps down. Justin McMahon, Cody Bullock, Nicelio Flores, Daniel Wilkerson, and Ray Rittenhauer have all elected to call it a night at this point. That is going to give us 17 cars on the track of our original 22 that we started with. And Matt Quick still going to be your race leader as things stand right now. He has about a 6-second lead over Jamie Horn, about 7 seconds over Greg McConey. And you have seen most of these guys able to get their laps back. We have back to 11th place now, which is Steven Bonomo, is back on the lead lap. So it is really anybody's race still technically at this point.
Now, did you know when the last car or the last lap that Matt Quick pitted at?
Let me see if I can find that.
Because he's got to be getting to the point where he's running on fumes at hope.
was actually one of the comments we had here. Robbie Wilson saying Mitchell running it in on tires, rims, and fumes. And I don't think that Matt is too far off of...
So it looks like Matt last pitted around 93, 94. Ever since then, he's ran about 25, 26 second laps.
I mean, that's super interesting because that is definitely not as fast as you can run. We've seen it out here tonight. I mean, a lot of times when guys get out here with a full tank of gas and fresh tires, they're able to be well into the 24s, even nearing like kind of that 24 and a half mark. And so if he was specifically slowing it down to try to make it to the end, I mean, on one hand, I respect the crap out of it. On the other hand, Jamie Horn is now 3.2 seconds behind you and gaining like crazy.
Oh, I'd be sweating bullets.
And there he goes.
Yep. Like I said, he was on fumes and hopes of a caution. That will give our lead to Jamie Horn.
Indeed it will, sir. That is going to bring Matt Quick down pit road. Jamie Horn going to be in first place. Greg McConey in second. Everett Larson going to be sitting there in third place. Greg McConey going to be about 2.4 seconds back with 23 laps to go. Everett Larson 6.8 seconds behind the race leader. So, math, about 4.3 seconds behind Greg McConey. And then even though we don't have nearly as many cars a lap down right now, we still do have a pretty big spread. Your fourth place is going to be Kevin Tankos. He's going to be almost 4 full seconds.
Kevin Tankos sneaking into the top 5 in that number 4 car.
I love to see it for Kevin. I know a lot of times he has to race part-time with us. He's one of those guys that works a first responder schedule, so I know it's tough for him to get out here, but one of the nicer guys you'd ever want to meet, and doggone good race car driver. I feel like he's one of those guys that if he was able to get more track time, he would be a problem out there. I mean, realistically, he already is a problem, and he can't race very much.
Nah, you got
Brandon Lopez is still a lap down after having served that black flag.
Yeah, right now.
Third car lap down.
Right now, we are only going to have your top 10 on the lead lap right now, and that is going to be Steven Bonomo rounding out that top 10. He's about 20 seconds behind the leaders. That puts him roughly 5 seconds away from being in lap trouble, and he is losing a little bit of time as it stands right now. Zach Baker is going to be right in front of him. He's maintaining pretty steady times with the race leaders. He's going to be in a side-by-side battle right now, though, with Ira Kohlhaas.
Mitchell Wilson and Kevin Tankos battling it out in 3 and 4. Mitchell just takes the spot and says, "Thank you, Kevin. I'll take that."
Yeah, Mitchell on fresh tires is definitely going to be one of those problems that these drivers are going to have to deal with. These other drivers are going to have to deal with as the season goes on. I mean, what we talked about, you can see the guy is definitely trying to make, more improvements towards his long run speed, being able to maintain things long term, but that doesn't change the fact that he is far and away one of our most dangerous short run drivers out there on the track right now. Because I feel like a lot of the guys...
Josh Cullen making a move on Kevin. He just tried a dive bomb there. Didn't mean to cut you off there, but...
You're good.
They are almost side by side.
I was saying, it's so funny when you actually kind of put the dichotomy of those two drivers against each other. Mm-hmm. Whereas we have Josh Cully, who's a guy who is all about the long run and all about, doesn't care where he qualifies, doesn't care where he starts the race, but daggone it, you're probably going to see him in the top 5 at the end of the race just because he's so good at managing tires and his pit road strategy. And then, but when it comes to a short run, there's maybe some other guys that could beat him out in the short run. And then you kind of go back to Mitchell, who is a guy that's getting better and better at his long run. But what we know him for, and where he is really dangerous still in the Knapp Daddy Racing League, is like the dude's a menace in a short run. I mean, there's.
It's like he practices like an AI race just for short runs, just to see what he can do. Like, how far could he dive it in there without messing his tires up?
Yeah. I was saying, again, it comes back to like the different like kind of training or practice that these guys do. 'Cause I know a lot of guys, John being one of the guys that comes to mind, where a lot of times his practice for a race is, how long can I go? How long can these tires last? How long can I still have like this number at my speed? How long do I have to go until I at least have to get rights and things like that? But a lot of times guys that are like that will not so much consider, okay, how fast can I go? And I think Mitchell Wilson might be one of those guys, like you're saying, where he's very aware of what he can make that car do for 12 laps.
That where you want a higher level.
Which, especially in a situation like this, is going to make him dangerous. I mean, you look at the times over the past couple of laps, Greg McConey still sitting in second place. He's going to be about 3.8 seconds behind the race leader, Jamie Horn. Everett Larson still maintaining a pretty good gap there in third place, about 6.1 seconds behind the race leader.
Josh Coley finished the pass on Kevin Pankos.
He did indeed.
He has now taken the 5th place spot.
Once again, surprise to absolutely no one. Josh Cully getting himself into the top 5. But, I mean, I'm looking at these times and these gaps right now. Mitchell Wilson is gaining time like crazy. Is 10 laps going to be enough to gain 10 seconds worth of time? And are you still going to have any tires left on the car at the end of that? I'm really not sure. But, I mean, again, like this, for a guy that practices a short run, this is your time to shine. There's 12 laps to go, and we got to get somewhere. I mean, he's gone from just over 11 seconds behind Jamie Horn to 9.4 seconds in 3 laps.
Yeah. He is sending that thing.
Yeah. And again, at a track like Iowa, can you do that all race long? Absolutely no, you cannot. Your tires would fall off by 30, 35 laps into that run. But in a situation like this specifically, I feel like Mitchell might be one of the only ones that has kind of that knowledge of like, okay, how fast does it go? And then you can
remember he's got about 20 laps less on his tires than almost the rest of the field.
Yep. And then you're kind of going against guys who, again, making that dichotomy between the different people out here. Jamie Horn, Greg McConey, Everett Larson. Those are all just professional level long run guys. Like guys
just took a whole second. He was 9.4 behind the leader to 8.6.
And I have to admit, as someone who myself is a little bit newer to like being behind the wheel in iRacing, one of the things that I struggle with a lot is short run speed. Like I cannot do that, which as a competitive person really annoys me. But I mean, like, regardless of whether whether it's going to be a strategy that gets him into the top 3 or gets him,
we'll do. I just like the
in
bottom
front
of the
in a race or whatever the case may be. I mean, that's just an impressive thing that he's able to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's worked out for him so far. I'm sure he is wanting to get up to Everett.
100%. And then again, you have guys, Everett up there in that 01 car, currently sitting in 3rd place with 5 laps to go. He's going to be about 5 seconds behind the race leader. Jamie Horn actually just crossed 5 seconds. And he's trying to get him. He's still trying to get him to the bumper of Greg McConey. I mean, he's within a second of Greg right now.
Yep. He was battling some lap traffic there, and that kind of slowed him down just a little bit. But it looks like he's driving that thing.
Only 3 laps left to go here at Iowa Speedway for our opening race of the Knapp Racing League season. Thomas, are we going to be seeing you on the track mostly this season, or are we going to be seeing you mostly behind the scenes?
Mostly behind the scenes this season. I'm stepping back a little bit, doing some volunteer work on Monday nights. And I think I was able to get home, around like on lap 70.
Nice.
So,
Looks like it's pretty good seat here.
Maybe I can get that.
Well, we would love to have you, sir, as we are coming to 2 to go here at Iowa Speedway, and Everett Larson has closed that gap completely on Greg McConey. Everett Larson going to be trying to do everything in his power to make this pass as the white flag is in the air, but right now no one is going to have anything for that race leader, Jamie Horn. Everett Larson, as it stands right now, able to get that pass. He is going to be able to clear Greg McConey to get third place, but first place will go to the winner, and that is the number 98 car of Jamie Horn, your winner of Iowa Speedway, the very first race of the Knapp Daddy Racing League season. What a race it was. Different strategies, different battles all over the track all night long, and Jamie Horn is going to be your victor. Everett Larson going to be able to come home in second place here. Greg McConey in that number 16 Trash Panda Machine going to come home in third place.
You'll be interviewed.
Mitchell Wilson with a truly valiant effort there at the end. Try to get his way up there, going to finish fourth. Josh Cully going to come home in fifth place. Kevin Tankos going to come home in sixth. Brandon Trush is going to finish seventh. Zach Baker going to finish eighth. Ira Colas ninth. Matt Quick in a very strong opener to his Knapp Daddy Racing League career, going to finish and round out your top 10.
And Jamie Horn has it parked up against the wall, burning it down.
Jamie Horn going to make some popcorn here at Iowa Speedway. Jamie, I know, has been trying to get a little bit. It seems like Jamie's had the bad luck monkey on his back here over the past almost season of races, not only in this one, but in some other leagues as well. And Jamie Horn able to get it done at Iowa here tonight. It was a story of different fuel strategies, different pit road strategies, and Jamie Horn able to come out on top.
I love how Jamie parked it right on the Iowa Corn 350.
Hey, Jamie, just make sure you hop in Discord.
The infield, the infield of
of
dreams, baby. That was just good stuff. But with that being said, I mean, man, that was a killer of an opening race. Not a lot of cautions, not a lot of beating and banging, just good old-fashioned racing strategy. Really, really good stuff here tonight at Iowa. But we are going to take us a quick break here really quick. That makes no sense. And then we'll be right back with your top three drivers, Jamie Horn, Everett Larson, and Greg McConey, to give them their well-deserved interview here for the podium. We will be right back.